Hello to everyone. Let me put this, I'm trying this new here on, I'm trying this new here in the comment. I'm trying this new here on, it's not new for me, but trying here on Thursdays on Instagram. We're going to see how it goes. So welcome everyone to Thursday Night Live. I am Coach Vuyanzi, and I I am a transformational life coach, and I help Black women leaders. I help women leaders make career transitions with ease. Thursdays, we have been dedicating multiple weeks on Thursdays about to dedicating multiple weeks to really money, prosperity, wealth, abundance. And that's what these have been based on. So if you stop by, make sure you say hello, whether it's briefly or for the long term. And if you're getting any messages from this as you're listening to it, please feel free to type what you're getting in the chat. So here's Facebook, here is Instagram. Welcome to both of you. So tonight's topic is called the power of overcoming fear of success and wealth. And also, I apologize for being 8 minutes late. I was having a bit of a technical challenge getting on. Overcoming fear of success and wealth. And I want to go back to the definition that I love using of success, and it comes from Earl Nightingale, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. The definition of success that we're using is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So I wanted to make sure we're distinguishing that from wealth, because a person can be very successful and not necessarily be wealthy. And I'm saying, and there are people who want to attain wealth, so then that'll make them successful. Why? Because their wealth was what they deemed a worthy ideal or worthy goal. So now we're understanding that today's focusing on overcoming the fear of success and wealth. So I have to tell you that over the years, I have had clients that do, in the end, they don't recognize it, but they fear success. They fear their own success. So some of the reasons have been due to just the unknown, like not knowing like how to get there. So there's a fear around it. I've also run into clients that fear the responsibility that comes with success or with wealth, as well as clients who may have the lack of understanding. How would they even manage it if they got it? So it's just, there's a fear around it. Also, I've heard of people thinking that if they acquire wealth or if they acquire the success that they truly want, everybody's going to want something from them. So these are the things that could be holding you back. However, that's exactly what fear does. So if you're saying that, oh, I want to get to, this goal, I want to get to this worthy goal, I want to have wealth in my life, but you're fearing it, fear is paralyzing. Fear will cause you not to move. And yeah, and I went right into this because first of all, you want to identify that it's there and have an understanding. So a lot of times you're not realizing that it's there until you're with a coach, and then you say, oh my gosh, like this is what it is. I'm fearing success. So those are some of the common fears that we talked about. And what fear can do is an understanding of it is that fear can be actually paralyzing. And then understanding that the essence of facing and understanding fear is, what is it really stopping you from? You say you want wealth, you say you want success. So really lean into how that fear may be paralyzing you, how it's not working for you, how it's completely working against you in getting what it is that you truly desire in your life. And the question becomes, how badly do you want it? How badly do you really want this thing? Your success, the the wealth. Yesterday, I was having a talk with the client, and she was saying, oh, but there was some things that she truly desires in her life. And she's like, oh, but I guess it's just a lot of hard work that I have to do. But I said, all right, but it depends on how badly you want it. That's how you welcome the sacrifice or the hard work or the work. I don't like saying work is hard, that it'll take to get to what you actually want. And when I think about this, it brought up a quote for me by Anais Nin. And the quote is, "And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." So, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk to blossom. So here's the question about this. Is your fear paralyzing you to the point that it's painful for you to stay where you are? Or is it thinking about like the fear and what it's blocking you from doing? Is it more risky to stay where you are? Or are you saying the risk is better for me to blossom? It's better for me to take the risk to blossom. And that's what this is all about. Only when you are ready to change, only when you're ready to face the change, face the fear, will you change. Only when you're ready to face the fear will you change. Number 2, shift your mindset. Shifting your mindset to really, what will it take? I'm just going to give you a few steps here because also you're looking at a very tired person right now. So I'm going to give you a few steps to shift your mindset from that fear. Number 1 is to identify it. Number 2 is to find counter examples of it. So number 3 is create a new vision of wealth and success. And number 4 is rinse and repeat. So let me go back to number 1. Number 1 is identify the fear. So take a moment to really find out what that fear actually is. Where is it coming from? So let's say if you are a coach, you may say, I don't know if I could make a living doing it. I'm scared I can't make a living doing it. So you're identifying it. Okay, fine. Where is it coming from? Maybe you've heard of horror stories of failure, stories of people wanting to have a coaching business and it just didn't work for one reason or another. So that brings us to number 2, find counter examples. In this case, are there other coaches that are completely doing coaching and making a living out of it? You find the counter examples for that. So whatever it is that you're fearing, find the counter example and now create a new vision. Create a new vision. Instead of focusing on the vision of being afraid, really in fear, create a new vision based upon the counter example. But remember, see yourself in it. And then continue to do that over and over and over again until it seeps in your body. So that's shifting your mindset. And lastly, take aligned action. Consider the fear that you've identified and that you're overcoming. And what action can you take to really move towards your desire of wealth and success? One step at a time. You can break it down into baby steps if you want. But what aligned action will it take for you to step towards that new vision? So that is going to then neutralize the fear, then minimize the fear. So you're thinking about that piece of it, that aligned action. So a recap. Remember, we're talking about overcoming fear of success and wealth. Do you remember how we identified success? Success is Ah. Success is Earl Nightingale, a progressive realization of a worthy goal. That's the definition of success. So, and wealth. Okay. So you're overcoming it. That's been our focus for today. So, number one was identifying and understanding the fear. And we went through some ways of doing that and thinking about how you can approach that. Number two, we looked at shifting your mindset around it, how you can do that. And number three, we said taking aligned action, taking a look at how you can take aligned action as far as overcoming that fear. Remember the quote, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Anis Nin. My name is Coach Fuyanzi, and I help women leaders make career transitions with ease. If you want to talk about this, if you're feeling some fear that is coming up as you're watching this, then why are you just watching this? DM me, let's get a coaching strategy session together and create a plan of how you can begin to overcome your fear of success and wealth. Until we meet again, first, goodbye to Facebook. Mwah. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye. And then next.